from Wyoming when you go through the scouting?
Well, they've got some guys that are talented. You know, Hunter Thompson at 22 last night. You know, we recruited Hunter a little bit. You know, when he's a Wyoming kid, and Hunter Maldonado is a kid from the Springs, who's Colorado kid who we're very aware of, and is a guy who can get buckets. So they got good personnel. They stretch the floor, and I don't know. The one thing I don't have a feel for right now is their depth. We're not playing at altitude, and obviously, Wyoming shoot there at higher altitude than we are, so we don't have any advantage when it comes to the lung capacity of our players. But again, I want to just see our depth. If I think it's really important that we continue to use that. And, so it'll be a good regional game that should have some interest from local fans. And, they're a quality opponent. They beat a good Louisiana team last night. So,
just curious. Beginning of the year, you were talking about your rotation, 10 guys, and you're still kind of in that 10 range. Can you live with 10, or can you stay with 10 for a long time, or do you whittle that down a little bit?
No, I think sometimes when things get a little tougher and tighter, you may have to whittle it down in the second half. But I think it's important that certainly in the first half that we stay fresh and stay rested, and guys, just those 9th and 10th guys, if you look at the minutes, they're not going to get extended minutes. Yeah. And so we talk all the time about don't count the time, make the time count. And that's what our players have to continue to do when they're on the floor. But, Dallas is a guy who I know can give us, minutes when we need them. Eli, I feel the same way for. Alex Strading is not in that 10-man rotation right now, but he's a guy that I could call on at any time. I've got 100% confidence in. So, I think it's just kind of a game-by-game thing, and as the season goes on, you're going to see some ebbs and flows when it comes to guys in the minutes.
Hunter Thompson, just a big man. I think he's about 6'10". Is he the kind of guy that demands a double team, as you like to describe some of your guys here?
He's a pick-and-pop guy. He can really shoot the three. So I'm not saying he can't score on the block, but he's more. I think his danger is the pick and pop more so than the back of the basket game. We'll see. Again, he had 22 last night. I think Hunter's one of those guys. We gotta, wherever he is on the floor, we have to know where he is, and we have to make him feel uncomfortable. If he's on the three-point line, we better be up in him, making him feel uncomfortable. If he's on the block, we better be playing great post defense and making him feel uncomfortable, much like we tried to do against the Irvine kids.
The China trip was such a unique and different experience. Is maybe one of the opportunities of this trip is that it's something that will maybe more resemble what you'll see in Pac-12 play.
Yeah.
A couple games in a couple days.
No doubt. I look back at the San Diego Irvine games. 1 day prep, 1 day rest in between. Same situation here. We're in Las Vegas. We're in the arena that the Pac-12 conference tournament's going to be in. So we'll be on a floor that our veterans know, but Maddox doesn't know. But we'll have 1 day prep between the Sunday game and the Tuesday game. So and two quality opponents. Don't know who the second one will be, obviously, but we know the first one who that is, and so it kind of gives you that tournament feel a little bit, even though it's not the Pac-12 tournament. But to me, we're approaching this like it's a tournament, and we have an opportunity to win a championship. That's what we have to do.
How does getting to play in an arena that's going to be, the site of the most important part of the season later on, how does that make the end of the season easier for you?
I don't know if it makes it easier. It's just, it's just more. Your guys are more familiar with it. They're used to it. They're not like in awe when they walk in there. Not that our guys are. Again, the veterans, guys like McKinley, this will be his 3rd year in this arena. And Tyler's his 3rd year. And so it's not, I don't think it's a huge advantage. It's just I think, it's more familiarity with, the rims and the floor and the atmosphere.
You're taking off a little bit earlier than the typical road trip. What's the thinking there?
Well, the thinking was, school's out, classes are done, and to get there and get a good night's rest, practice in Las Vegas. We got a guy that's from there, Connor Bay. Gives him a chance to maybe see his family a little bit, and if not, we just be here in Boulder practicing. We might as well get there and get our feet on the ground, and you know, and you make these decisions back in July, and I always think about weather, and it's like, okay, what if we, I don't want to be scrambling on Saturday to get there on Sunday, so these decisions are made, quite a bit ahead of time, so we always plan for the worst when it comes to weather. But everything we do basically in travel is based on our players' class schedules.
I know you've mentioned this year the importance of these guys not overlooking anyone. Do you get the feeling just among these guys heading into this Wyoming game that they're looking at this team with due respect?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're not going to overlook Wyoming. No question. And with what happened in our league last night, great example for these guys. I just told them that. Just look what happened to our league last night. And you start sleeping on people, it's gonna bite you. So we're not sleeping on Wyoming. We got great respect for them, and we're gonna approach this just like every other game. And I don't worry about that with this team.
Is part of the challenge of facing Wyoming the fact that they do have Colorado kids that might be a little bit ticked
no
off?
question. They're guys. They want. There's a chip on some of their shoulders. There's no question, and I get that, and I understand that, and I respect that, quite frankly. So I think there's nothing that Wyoming would like better than to stick it in Colorado's ear, and so we know that, and we just got to be ready to handle whatever comes our way, man, zone, press, whatever they end up doing. We got to be prepared for it.
You mentioned the size of the rotation. I think you said ebb and flow. What about the people inside the rotation? Do you want to try to experiment and give a couple guys more minutes?
No,
to see
I
what
know
happens?
that's what practices are for, and
Okay.
I know what guys can do based on practice, and the guys that are outside that rotation have to be ready, and they have to battle to get inside the rotation, and I think it's just naturally going to happen, and but I got a lot of confidence in. Again, I mentioned Alex. I'll mention Frank Ryder, Jacob Dombeck. Those guys have. I'm not afraid to throw those guys in. It's just you can't get a normal rotation, more than 10. It's just really, really difficult. And, so you got to make difficult decisions as a coach.
Thanks, great.